You have the books, but no time. You want to grow, but your mind is stuck in traffic. And when it's time to speak, you go blank or play small.
That is not failure. That is mental overload. And Smart Speakers Academy was built to fix that. I am Leslie Grace, the confidence coach, and I help you master 3 allied skills: smart reading, smart thinking, and smart speaking. Because confidence is built on competency, and when you read smart, you unlock speed of thoughts to become the smartest person in any room.
Click the link you can see to unlock the smarter version of you. Of course, because when you read smart, you think smart. And when you think smart, you speak like a smart leader. This is your time. Let's build the smarter version of you. This is the Smart World.
Five mental clutter problems and proven strategies to clear your mind before 2026. And you are welcome to the Smart Reading Short Break series. And I am Leslie Grace, the confidence coach. I help you master confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, and of course, smart speaking. Today, I'm excited to be here with you on this live. You want to hit the like button, you want to hit the subscribe button, you want to share this live with everybody that you know, because the truth is, if you're struggling with your reading or your mental capacity, there are about 5 mental clutter problems you need to pay attention to. And the good news is that I'm not going to just share these problems with you, I'll be sharing with you proven solutions, tried, tested, proven solutions that you can use to clear your mind before 2026. Again, you are welcome. Let me know in the comment section, where are you joining in from? I'm excited to have you here today. And yes, it's a good day from me. Good day, everybody. So good to have you all here. Let's get into the conversation, shall we? Hello, Loveline. Hi. The year is ending, but your mind can still be sharp. I want to say to you, no matter how long you think your mind has been stalling in sharpness, your mind can still be sharp, even though the year is ending. Somebody reached out to me recently, yesterday in fact, and she said, this is her message she sent to me. She said, lately I feel scattered, drained. I can't focus the way I used to focus. I need you to pause and reflect over this. This question now is for you. You, yes, you. How many times have you whispered this to yourself, these words to yourself? Does it sound like you? Does it sound like you? Have you whispered these words to yourself in recent times? How many times did you sit at your desk recently? You were staring at your to-do list. You felt mentally full, but cognitively empty. Be a busy professional. When last did that happen to you? You are full, but there's just this emptiness. There's just this cognitive clutter that you can feel. I want to tell you the truth. The truth is that every single busy professional can't think clearly if their mind is underfed and overscattered. If your mind is underfed, overscattered, you cannot think clearly. The truth is that most professionals, okay, I'm seeing somebody's comment in the comment section. Do you feel guilty? Does it feel like you? Does it feel like this is you? It is you. You're the one who is feeling this somewhat mental clutter in you. Most professionals aren't struggling because they are unintelligent. No. This is what I found. I found that too many professionals are struggling because their brains are overloaded. And someone says, this sounds like me. It sure does sound like you. Wow. Well, the good news is that I want to help you. That is the good news. I'm here today to help you come out of that place and give you the clarity that you are looking for. So you want to actually stay on this live session. Let's have this conversation. And please don't be here alone. If you know somebody that should be here, then you should get them on the conversation already. Now, the truth is that many professionals aren't struggling. No, the struggle is not because they're unintelligent. No, they're struggling because their brains are overloaded, full of noise, unfinished tasks, and unprocessed information. You see, the truth is that mental clutter can show up as this. So I'm going to give you about 6 signs of mental clutter and walk through these signs with me. If you find anyone, then the more reason why you should be on this line, because I'm going to show you these mental clusters, unpack them, and then give you solutions to get out of this space. Okay? Because the truth is that your brain is all you've got. For you to be able to do you know that if a person loses their legs, they still count them during census? If a person loses their hands, they still count them during census. Yes, it's good to see you again too, Ivy. Welcome in here. If a person loses any part of their body, they still count them. But you see, when someone loses their mind, when there's a mental dysfunction during census, that person is not counted. I need that to sit in. Maybe some of us don't know. When there is census, ongoing census in any country, when they are taking counts for the population in the country or in that space, the people who have mental issues are not being counted. Now, I'm not saying that mental clutter can lead to mental issues, no, but I'm trying to say that it further goes to show that the capacity of your mind, your mental state, is what counts the most. That's what I'm trying to say. The capacity of your mind, your mental space, is what counts the most. So it is pertinent that you pay attention to your mental capacity, to your mental ability, because it tells every single thing. Now, I want us to look at these 5 signs that can show you if there's a mental clutter problem. Number 1 is brain fog. You know how brain fog happens? You get into a meeting and they say, hey, Ivy, go ahead, tell us about this. And then it's as if your brain goes blank. It's as if you don't know what you're going to say. And then you leave that meeting and suddenly you can remember what you were meant to say. Has it happened to you before? And you begin to say things like, I wish I said it this way. Or maybe you even said, you talked, you attempted to make a speech during that meeting, but you left the meeting and you felt like there was something else I should have added. There's something else I should have said. Has that happened to you? Okay. That is what we call brain fog. That's just a little part of what brain fog can look like. Another sign that is mental clutter is slow decision making. Slow decision making. So, but you struggle to make those decisions. Okay, yes. Okay, thank you for the kind response, for the honest vulnerability. All right. Okay, so the truth is that you want to make a decision, but there's just this. Now, I'm not talking about making haste. Of course, the Bible says, "He that maketh haste does not believe." I'm not talking about making haste. I'm talking about you are meant to take a decision. There's something you should do, but there's a struggle. There's a struggle. And there's a way I say it at Smart Speakers Academy. And here's how I say it. I say that confidence smartness is a function of smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. So what is confidence? Confidence is simply the willingness to try. But you see, that simple willingness to try, that simple decision to try is determined by your mental state. If there's mental clutter, even a decision that you should choose to make or choose to take will be hard for you to. Why? Because there's mental clutter. Hello, Choco. So good to see you here. Because there's mental clutter. Once there's a mental clutter, decision making will be slower. You struggle even with the most minute of decisions. You will struggle. You struggle. And as you grow in your professional life, as you grow in your wealth journey, you begin to understand that decisions shouldn't take you time. So it's part of the reason why people like Mark Zuckerberg wear same kind of clothes all the time. Or the more you start going up the ladder, the more you don't want to get involved with what to wear or bother your head over how to dress. Why? Because they understand the impact of slow decision making on your mental space. So the more CEOs, it was Bishop Boyle that got to a level and they started wearing white upon white every day. Like it takes away that whole decision process of asking and thinking, what do I wear? Now that's because at this level, you begin to understand that, hey, my decision-making process should be as seamless as possible. Otherwise, it can clutter your mind. Now, I'm trying to break this down and make you understand what mental clutter is. Then we can now get into the conversation. Number 3 is weak concentration. Do you know there are people who cannot concentrate on one task for 5 minutes without their phones? This is one of the most heartbreaking part of social media. I was listening to Elon Musk today, and he said that part of the reason he was able to finish up reading the encyclopedia and cover as many books as he has is because there was no media at his time. There was no social media, there was no distraction at the time. So he could actually, he said that the books were actually the only fun, the only getaway, the only way to actually get yourself occupied. And he was sharing his story, and to me, I just said, this is the real reason professionals are struggling with quick concentration. So when people say things like, I pick up a book and I start sleeping, I smile. Because I know the struggle. The struggle is that you are actually struggling with concentration. If you're concentrating on a book, you can't sleep. You can't sleep while reading. If you worked on your concentration capacity, that's one part of the things we're going to be building in 2026 in our Inner Circle program and for busy professionals all over the world, because the weak concentration thing is real. So many professionals are struggling. It's a sign of mental clutter. You're struggling to concentrate. Number 4, confusion. Confusion. Feeling full but not sharp. You know that people even tell you are smart, you are full of ideas, you are full of capacity, you are even feeling the fullness, but you are not feeling sharp. You're not feeling sharp. There's something you can't really tell, but it's as if there's just something that you are struggling with. You feel full, but you are lacking this. There's just something that doesn't feel sharp, even though you feel full. There's just a struggle somewhere. Number 5, a mind that jumps from task to task without clarity. You have not finished task 1. You have gone to the next task. There's no clarity. But there's just this jumping up and down. There's just a jumping up and down ongoing. But you are not finished. I'm not finished. Now I want to ask you an honest question, and I need an honest response from you. Which of these 5 is the sign you are struggling with? Which of these 5? Is it brain fog? Is it slow decision making? Is it weak concentration? Is it confusion? Is it that you're feeling full but you're not really feeling sharp? Or is it that you just have a mind that jumps from task to task? Which one describes you? 1 to 5. Or which one describes most people around your space? Most busy professionals around your space that you know that are struggling. Which of these 5 are they mostly struggling with? I'd love to know in the comment section. Now, the truth is that studies have shown that things like multitasking and information overload can reduce your mental performance. It can reduce your cognitive performance. Because the truth is that when you carry on so much, your brain literally slows down under clutter. I want you to look at your brain in this way. Think of your brain as a library. Begin to think of your brain see your brain as a library. That is left in the shelf. I'll need to say that again now, right? I said, think of your brain as a library. So just picture a library full of books in a particular space, right? That's how your brain is, okay? Now, the truth is that every thought, every task, every idea that you a decision on what to do with that idea or not is like an unfinished book. And you see, if on the floor, nothing is accessible. So it's like you go to a library and books are just everywhere on the floor, scattered, nothing becomes accessible. So one truth I want us to realize today is that clarity comes when every book has its place. Just the way you step into a library and there are books kept in their appropriate place or their appropriate space, right? That's how your mind works. If there's one thing you as a busy professional need to pay attention to, pay attention to understanding how your mind works, especially if 2026 will be the year that you want a different kind of result. Pay attention to how your mind works. Sit down and do some cognitive learning. Some learning on cognitive function and performance. It is key. It is key. Understand how your mind works so that you can understand how clarity works. Every day I meet professionals that are asking and seeking, looking for clarity. Have you asked yourself, how does clarity works? Clarity comes when every book has its place. When every thought that flows through your mind has its place. Questions on your mind as busy professionals. Why most professionals struggle with clarity? Most people are struggling with clarity. The truth is that if you're struggling with clarity, you don't know what to do with this decision or clarity on your career path. When you are struggling with clarity, first thing is to understand that your brain isn't lazy. Your brain is crowded. Your brain is crowded. Your brain is crowded. If you know somebody who is looking for clarity up and down, the person's brain isn't lazy. The brain is crowded. Mental clutter is happening. And guess what? Mental clutter comes from overloaded information intake. I'll explain all of this. Too much overloaded information. Mental overload. Mental overload. Mental overload is stifle clarity. Number 2, unfinished thoughts and decisions. You are thinking of which school to put your second child in. And the next thing you leave that thought, you've not finished it. You say, let me even check what they're saying about this particular celebrity. I read their news yesterday. You go and you check it. Then next thing you say, okay, what's now for dinner? And then you check what's for dinner. Tomorrow you say, oh, my car. Did they finally check the gearbox? And then, oh, what happened for you're just having? You also didn't decide what's for dinner. You also didn't check your gearbox. You didn't call your mechanic, but you're just everywhere. You're just everywhere. Unfinished thoughts and decisions. See, so when people say things like, I'm busy, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know what to do, and because I'm just too busy to recheck it, it's mental clutter. You have overloaded information intake. You have unfinished thoughts and acts and decisions. Number 3, you have random, unstructured learning. It's random. It's unstructured. Today you are reading a book on money. Next tomorrow you wake up, they say, hey, your child is going through puberty. You now saw one book, they say puberty, you go and read it. Next tomorrow you wake up, they say, oh, heaven is coming. You saw somebody release the book on how heaven and hell is real. You can read the book. You're just reading randomly and unstructured. Number 4, isolation from accountability. You know, the way the mind works, right? The mind works by what is called social learning. If you take away social learning from humanity, you've taken away the essence of learning. Now, on this path, because the core part of what I do as a coach is that I don't just teach confidence, I teach confidence smartness, and it begins from smart reading, then I've had to do a lot of work on mental cognitive abilities, name it. The truth is that social learning is a key part of human existence. It's a key part. He prophets. What happened to him? He prophesied. All he needed was just to find himself amongst prophets, and Saul prophesied, the Bible says. Mary did not think it was possible to carry a savior. How? Teenage girl, unmarried, too young, all kinds of excuses. But guess what? Mary found herself. The first thing the angel did to Mary after telling her a savior is coming out from you, the first thing he did was to take her away from isolation. See, isolating yourself from accountability. So what the angel did was take her away from isolation, put her in accountability. So he said, go and meet Elizabeth. The Elizabeth that people think can birth a child is carrying a savior as well. Isolation from accountability causes mental clutter. The rare privilege of social learning. Interestingly, even as a busy professional, you can remember the benefit of social learning. When you're in primary school, when you're in secondary school, when you're in the university, when you are undergraduate, you can remember. but all of a sudden you think and you feel, or maybe you don't even know that social learning is a part of life forever. Do you know that when people start getting isolated from accountability, that's why older people, right? I did a research and I found out that when people start to age and they begin to isolate them from their social learning spaces, so let's say they get them retired from their jobs, they take them away from the homes where they used to live when they were younger, they take them to the villages, take them away from their job, they die quickly. And they either die quickly or dementia happens. Yes. So suddenly you realize that this man could still talk and have communication even though he's 65 or 70. But then he gets to 71 and maybe he retires, or they get him retired and then they take him away from the city or where he's used to, and then take him to one place where he's just isolated. Dementia begins to happen. And that's why you see some people are trying to work with old people's homes, and they're trying to do a lot of things to help them get into spaces of systems of social learning. Number 5, another cause of mental clutter is lack of identity-driven mental practices. See, like I said, capacity is a function of identity. Capacity is a function of identity. Who are you? And the truth is, if you do not carefully, constructively form and curate an identity when it comes to your reading, your capacity will just give you a name. So if let's say you're struggling with your reading at the time, because, okay, so I'll give you a real example. A professional reached out to me and she said, we're moving from Canada to the UK. I've not been able to read for years. How can you help me? I want to come back. I've seen the amazing work you're doing. I want to actually come back. And then she says, okay, can you help me? And a lot of, and I said to her, and she says, and I said to her, I said, yes, there's a way out. I mean, you can actually pick up your reading. Me pick up my reading. No, I've not read I'm a very lazy reader. And I said, let's not go there. I was already seeing that she was beginning to give herself an identity. Capacity is the function of an identity. Capacity is the function of an identity. I was seeing that she was beginning to give herself an identity because she lacked one that was carefully curated. So the thing is, if you lack identity carefully curated for itself, you would lack identity, and the lack of identity will make your situation or a temporary phase give you an identity. Now let me explain what I mean. What I mean is, so when you come into our inner circle, the first thing we do to you is we give you a name. You become a book pager. So you get write-ups from me. Every time I write to you or the team writes to you, or we need to converse with you, the first thing we say is, hello, book pager. Because we're trying to create an identity. And as a conference coach, I know what identity does. Oh, in our own eyes, we're like grasshoppers. They couldn't enter promised land. Do you understand? Identity. In our own eyes, we're like grasshoppers. Promised land left them. They could not get a capacity to get to the promised land because they said, in our own eyes, we're like grasshoppers. So the moment you start saying, or you catch yourself saying things like, I've not read for the past 10 years, I'm a lazy reader, I don't like reading, it's an identity problem. It can cause mental clutter because there are certain mental practices that are identity driven. In fact, every single mental practice. That's why one of the things God makes sure you always do is that God says, I am that I am. I am that I am. It's an identity conversation. Let's move. Now, a cluttered mind is like trying to run a race with a backpack full of bricks. A cluttered mind is like trying to run a race. You just imagine yourself on the line, on your marks. You want to start running, and then boom, you have a backpack full of bricks. Heavy, slow, and exhausting. That's how that race will be. Heavy, slow, and exhausting. The truth is that professionals all over the world keep showing that they are mentally exhausted. So even when you go into thinking rooms or you go for a meeting and you say, let's think, let's reflect, people don't want to reflect. Yesterday I was in a conversation with a professional and I said, I'm going to leave this with you. I need you to sit and reflect. Most times when I say this to most professionals, they just go, can we just find a way? And I'm like, there's no other way. Like the way is to actually sit and reflect. And I've seen people sweat from the middle of their heads because we said think, reflect, have this thought. People are literally afraid of thinking. You see, the truth is that adults use a structured system to process their thoughts. You are an adult. I love the way it is said in Isaiah 26 verse 3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. I need you to think about the scripture. God will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast. The level of peace you will enjoy from God is a function of the steadfast nature of your mind. Hey, I'm not the one that wrote it. Perfect peace. Those whose minds are steadfast. How fastened is your mind? Do you know stead and fast is a compound word? Stead means steady. Fast is speed. He will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are built on consistency and speed. That's what we call smart reading. Smart reading is steadfast mind. Smart reading is how you build a steadfast mind. Because what we give you with smart reading is speed reading plus system for consistency. When we say the book being just good is your place of building a steadfast mind, we are not joking. It's your place of building a steadfast mind. Because guess what? The peace that God, your creator, will give you is not determined by how you pray. Prayer is good. Fasting is good. All of those religious exercises are good. I mean, most of them are even commandments that we must follow. However, the level of peace you will enjoy, the kind of peace you will enjoy is determined by how steadfast your mind is. How steadfast is your mind, busy professional? Is there a steady consistency system with your mind? With your mind. The kind of peace, perfect peace is a function of steadfast mind. Write it down. Perfect peace is a function of steadfast mind. Steadfast peace is a function. Perfect peace, I beg your pardon. Perfect peace is a function of steadfast mind. He will keep in perfect peace those whose mind are steadfast. Perfect peace is a function of steadfast mind. Perfect peace is a function of steadfast mind. How steadfast is your mind will determine perfect peace. I'm looking for peace. I'm looking for peace. The world is chaotic. The noise is too much. I want peace. Perfect peace is a function of a steadfast mind. I need that to sit in. I need that to sit in. Now let's look at the 5 mental clutter problems that busy professionals are struggling with. If you're ready, let me know in the comment section. Ready? How ready are you? The 5 mental clutter problems that professionals struggle with. Number 1, overloaded information intake. Now let's begin to unpack these things I have mentioned before. Number 1, overloaded information intake. You wake up in the morning, you scroll WhatsApp for 15 minutes, Instagram for 10 minutes, check emails for another 5 minutes, open this page, you check this, you binge on a new app that your friend just told you about, and by 9 a.m. your brain feels full. Yet, you haven't started any brain work. So a professional reached out to me and the person said, 1 book a week, 52 books a year, isn't it too much information? And I told the person, it's no information compared to the noise out there. And I said to the person, do you know that all it takes to finish a book a week for most books is 15 minutes? At max 30 minutes. At the maximum 1 hour. Of course, with our system of smart reading where you do speed plus systems for daily practice, at maximum is 1 hour daily. Now, the truth is, an average professional does more than this on social media daily. 10 minutes in the morning, WhatsApp. 15 minutes, Instagram. 20 minutes, you have done 3 hours. If we check your screen time, where you are actually getting overload of information is not from the books you're reading. So a book a week is actually a way to escape from overloaded information intake. That is actually a problem and causing mental clutter issues among TV professionals today. A huge problem. A big problem. I need you to ask yourself, how much of what I consume today will actually help me grow? All those information you're getting online, how much of them can actually help you grow? How much? How much of them? So the truth is, cognitive psychology has shown that our brains can only process about 4 chunks. Four chunks of new information at a time. But you just imagine yourself on Instagram. How many chunks of information get to you at a time? Too much. Go to your Instagram now and try to click on the search icon. How many things are looking at you? How many? Can somebody just do that for me and let me know how many? How many? Just go on Facebook. How many things are looking at you? Okay, your email, how many things are looking at you? Too much. Your brain can only process 4 chunks at a time. Excess input will lead to mental fatigue. So people even say things like, you know, as I'm going on there, I'm actually learning from Instagram. What did you learn, please? Come and tell me what you learned. Come and tell me what you learned. Mental fatigue. See, your brain is a sponge. See your brain as a sponge. If you flood it with everything at once, it will stop absorbing. The human brain is a sponge. Every time you're just going social media, if your brain is absorbing. The truth is that when it comes to a sponge, by the time it stops, it is full, it will stop absorbing. But you see, just like a sponge, if you feed a sponge selectively, it will soak up knowledge efficiently. At the end of the day, something will fill your brain because it's a sponge. So the question is, what are you filling your brain with? What are you filling your brain with? The beginning of wisdom. It says, above all things, get wisdom. It may cost you all you have, but get understanding. See, scrolling and consumption, binge consumption of social media will add 0 clarity to your life. Only nice. Do you know that I recently was shown a video of people supposedly meant to be thinking and having a conversation, and they were scrolling. And some people will tell you, no, I'm not really looking at what I'm seeing on my phone. I'm actually thinking. How are you thinking? How? You can think about it. If you want to have a thought, if you want to think, put the phone away and reflect. Put the phone away and ponder. What I see today is people say they're thinking and they're going to social media, or they are worried and they're going to social media, or they are panicked. Like how? How can you even hear God in that state? How can you discern? You can't. You can't. It will clutter your mind. To clutter your mind. Take your phone right now. If you can hear me, take your phone right now. Open the last 10 apps that you used and answer my question. Which of them actually contributed to your mental sharpness today? Think about it. The last 10 apps you used today, which of them contributed to your mental sharpness today? Let me say this truth. If they are not contributing to your mental sharpness, they are causing mental clutter. Anything on your phone that is not adding to mental sharpness to you is causing mental clutter. There is no middle ground. It's either sharpening your mind or it's cluttering your mind. No middle ground. That's why something like reading a book, they say non-negotiable. You're trying to negotiate and tell me you don't have time to read. but you have time to check Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. Mental clutter. Number two, the second mental clutter problem is incomplete thoughts and unfinished decision. Your inbox has 45 unread emails. Your project plan is 70% done. You keep telling yourself, I will decide tomorrow. Guess what the result is? Mental pressure. Mental pressure. You are building like a kettle about to boil. That's how you are building. Mental pressure. The way you are building is showing that it's as if you're about to boil. See, dear busy professionals, every single unfinished thought that you have, the water is still flowing. It's taking up space and energy, but it's accomplishing nothing. Just imagine going into your restroom and then you turn on the tap, but there's no bucket or there's nothing to actually get the water. Is the water flowing? Yes. If you leave that water flowing, it will make a mess. It can cause an erosion. But this is water that if you had put a bucket, you would have, channeled it rightly and through the right space. See, there's a time for everything. Every thought you begin, you're meant to finish it. You already thought of what to do with your investment. You have this money, you don't know how to invest it. Sit down, leave your phone alone. Sit down and ask yourself, what do I do with this money? How do I invest it? Have strategy sessions. Ask people, what do I do with this? I'm stuck with this thing. Don't leave unfinished decisions, thoughts, just leave them. It won't help you. There's a time for everything under the sun. The sad reality is that we keep saying we don't have time for these things, but other things are taking away our time. Social media is taking away our time. Binging a movie is taking away our time. There's a time for everything. And a season for every activity under the heaven. See, this scripture is actually teaching us time and structure matter. Time and structure matter. Your slow decision making isn't laziness. It's beyond laziness. It's actually mental clutter. You're cluttering your mind. So your mind just has turned on taps here and there, and what I just do is causing an erosion. It's causing an erosion. What I want you to do now is this. I want you to write down 3 decisions that you postponed this week. You're meant to decide which school your children will attend. You're meant to decide what is for lunch this weekend because all the family is coming together. You're meant to decide what dress you're going to wear for that family eve meeting tomorrow. Decide. Write down 3 decisions you've left undecided this week. Okay, I think we got off a bit. Apologies for that. I hope you can see anything now. Let me know in the comment section. Can you still see and hear me now? So those three decisions you have, like I said, if you delegate it, it is still a decision. At least you chose and decided to delegate. You didn't leave it unfinished. You didn't leave it undecided. Okay, so the result number three, patterns. So if you read a page from a self-help book today, and then you skip to a business podcast tomorrow, you scroll a news app, and then watch a YouTube video, all without connecting the dots. Everything, they're not related. You're just reading about this, reading about that. Everything is just everywhere. There's no connection. You will feel busy, right? But the truth is that you are mentally scattered. If they do a scan on your brain at that moment, you will see mental scatterness. You're mentally scattered. That's true. Huh. Learning retention is 50% higher when knowledge is structured and tied to a purpose. Learning retention, it is structured. The moment it is tied to a purpose, not some random concept. So what am I trying to say? Link up your reading. Link it up. If it's unstructured, the retention will be lower. Anytime it's unstructured, retention will be lower. The reading ought to be, it is a mental clutter problem every time you decide to just jump from one place to another. Every time you do random unstructured learning, it's a mental clutter problem. Retention level increases by every time your knowledge is structured, it's following an order. Because here's the truth I found. Knowledge without a plan is like bricks scattered in the yard. It's just everywhere. It's heavy. But then guess what? It's impossible to build a house with scattered bricks everywhere. You can't build a house. You can't build a house. The truth is that structured learning is building a skyscraper. You know how skyscrapers are built? Every brick is placed with intention. We're talking about your mind. So we shouldn't just build anything with your mind. We should actually concentrate on building a skyscraper mind. Not just any kind of mind. Not just any kind of mind. When you look at the minds of creatives like Elon Musk, like Mark Zuckerberg, ask them questions, they will tell you how they build their mind through reading. But they were not reading random. They were following the pattern. They were following structure. Do not run aimlessly. Do not fight like one that is beating in the air. 1 Corinthians 9 verse 26. Do not fight like someone that is beating in the air. Random effort will yield random results. Random reading will give you random results. Esther, is it working? Okay. Random efforts where they're not really randomly. Look at what you So look at what you want to do is to look at what you have consumed recently, whether it's social media, whether it's a book. Just look at what you have looked at recently. Anything you've looked at, anything your eye has seen, anything that's entered into your mind recently, take a look at it and ask yourself, did this really solve problems for me? Did it help me get any sharper? What problem did this actually solve for me? Problem number 4. And yes, we're still talking about the 5 mental clutter problems and the problem solution to clear your mind before 2026. Problem number 4, isolation from accountability. You try to maintain focus alone. Dear busy professional. So you know what, this really I can do it alone. I can run alone. Let me just go alone. It doesn't matter. I can show up alone, and then you start to show up alone. No one checks in on you. You start strong in a new habit, reading, journaling, or planning, but then you sleep without anyone noticing. See, dear busy professional, let me talk to you. Research has shown that accountability can increase your goal completion by 65%. So get into a system, your performance. This can actually help you increase success massively. Let me ask you, if your marriage is working, it's not because you have a marriage coach. If your parenting is working, it's not because you have a parenting coach. If your gym goals, maybe you set goals for your health, for your exercise, not because I've set goals for my body fitness. Yeah, I have a coach. Okay, so literally every day I have someone that's coaching me. I'm working with daily. That's how I'm able to achieve it effortlessly. Think about every area of your life where you succeeded, including your career life. Oh, you're a successful engineer, you're a successful nurse, you're doing well in this your career. It's not because you have a coach. Why do you think that if you're struggling with your reading, you don't need a coach? You do need a coach. You do need one. You do need the system that can help you. Accountability is like the guardrails on a mountain road. It's like the handrails on a stairway. You know, they try to stand the stairs, go up the stairs, right? You need handrails, right? Imagine that the handrails are not there. Just imagine that the handrails are not there. Just imagine. Those handrails, they're not the ones, they're not helping you walk anyway. They're not your legs that are helping you walk. But guess what? They help you from veering off the path. So when you come into the book Rangers booth, you are actually in a system where you cannot veer off the path. You cannot leave the path. The goal, do you know the kind of weekly check-ins we have? Do you know the kind of daily notifications? You can't leave. You can't veer off the path. You can't veer off the path. 2 are better than 1. So that, do you know the reason why 2 are better than 1? It's not as if 1 cannot do anything. But the reason 2 are better than 1 is so that if 1 falls, 1 can help the other. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9 to 10. The truth is that a brilliant mind alone can stagnate. Yes. I was a stagnated brilliant mind for almost 10 years. Yes. So I'm not talking from just blabbing, no. For almost 10 years in my life, I couldn't finish a book alone. Yes. As a busy professional. And now this is me who was tops in class. This is me who, in fact, I was teaching my classmates and my seniors in school. But then, when the busyness of the busy professional's life begins, you will know where your books are. You will forget that you were the expert and the guru in school days. And you will quickly make the excuse and say, you know why? It's just because I now have kids. It's now because I have children. When will I go read? I live for a 9 to 5, but then see those excuses. It's because you have not got into a system where you can be given steadfastness, where you can build mental steadfastness. You've not got into a system. I've done the job for you. I have mastered it. And I've been able to work with quite a number of professionals outside as we speak. The book Rangers books is across 6 countries all over the world. right? And we've been able to work with professionals, super busy professionals in the health sector in the UK, doctors, nurses. I'm always using these people because, like, we can relate to how busy their schedules can be, including me that I'm here talking to you. I do it every week. And I submit to the process. So they see my growth daily. Yes, they don't see the with them. And interestingly, it's not just my growth, that's the growth of other people. So the truth is that a brilliant mind alone can't stagnate. Growth accelerates when it is in a rhythm with others. I need you to write it down. A brilliant mind can stagnate. Write it down. Let me ask you this question, dear busy professional. Who is in your life that's holding you accountable for mental growth? Who? You are growing spiritually. Yes, it's because there are people in your life holding you responsible. You are in a group where for you. You now, you. Who is in your life holding you responsible for your mental growth? Who is questioning the fact that you are not read throughout this year? Who's checking it out? Who's checking it out? That's why we created the book pages. No, it's not for students. Sorry. If you are a student in the university, you can take any of our courses on speed reading, but the book pages with our only inner circle program at the Smart Speakers Academy is for busy professionals. You that think it's impossible to finish a book a week, you should be here. You should be here. This is the solution you need. It is how you can build a steadfast mind because we give you speed and consistency. No one is present in your life to hold you responsible for your mental work, then I'm inviting you. This is me actually inviting you to jump into the book Peter's book now. If you miss it and you start hearing our testimonials and you want to join it, you can't join it till 2027. Interesting. If you miss it, you can't join 26 forward. You have to wait till 2027. No matter how much you bring for us. So don't miss it. Don't be outside. Don't be outside. Number 5, the fifth mental clutter problem is lack of identity-driven mental practices. You consume content reactively. So you say things like, I'll read what is trending. I will watch what everyone else is watching. I will scroll because I have a spare time. Your brain feels busy, but your brain is directionless. Your brain feels busy, but your brain is directionless. It can cause you mental clutter. It can cause you mental clutter. Identity-based learning is you learning with who you want to become, with who you are, who you are calling yourself, who you want to become. I want to create like Mark Zuckerberg. How did he create Facebook? I have to want to study his pattern so you can become who he is becoming. Oh, there's this mentor I'm admiring. I love this my coach says they are used to their pattern. See, random activities like paddling in a river without a destination. You're not going anywhere. You're just driving around your city. Where are you going to? Nowhere. But you see, when you begin to do identity-driven reading, you are paddling, but you have a map. So you reach the shore that you want to get to. You're not just drifting aimlessly. No. Your mental habits shape your identity. They shape your destiny. They shape your destiny. When you sit and you look at people like Warren Buffett, they're telling you, I'm doing 500 pages daily. They know what they're doing. This is what has shaped their destiny. Bill Gates, at his level, he's telling you I do a book a week, 52 books a year. Are you just seeing that it's because this can shape their destiny? That's why they are paying the price. At the end of the day, what is paying the price? The time you say you don't have a friend on social media, you're joking with your destiny. Clarity comes from intentional practice, not from busyness. Not from business. Busyness disguised as productivity. Oh, I'm busy. Let's check your screen time. Show me your screen time. Let's check your screen time. Ask yourself, who do I want to become in 2026? Listen, sit down and ask yourself, who do I want to become in 2026? It's the identity you create of who you want to become that will determine your habits. Because the greatest determinant for destiny, for identity, for becoming is habits. It's habits. It's habits. I have studied the most successful people on earth, and I haven't found one who have ever come to say you don't need to learn to grow. I've not seen one. Name any multi-billionaire, name any successful, impactful person, they will always say that the way up is to be a way of learning. Not one. 85% of the world's wealthiest billionaires are all book bingers. They do minimum of 2 books a month, like at the barest minimum, at the busiest of months for them. How busy are you? The barest, otherwise, on an average, that's like on a norm, the top most billionaires in the world do 4 to 6 books every single month. Now, if mental clutter is a problem for you, what are the solutions to reset your mind before 2026 comes? Because as you've identified who you want to be next year, let me give you some solutions that can help you reset your mind before the year comes in. I'm committed to you. I'm called for this. This is the way I'm sent. This is the mandate I have on this earth to help you master confidence madness. Through smart feeling, smart thinking, smart thinking. So I am bothered. I'm bothered. If you're ready to get the solutions I want to give you, put in the comment section for me. Ready? Are you ready? Put the comment section for me. Ready. Step number 1. The first step for beating mental clutter is clear the mental deck. I need you to write it down. Clear the mental deck. Oh, my mind is cluttered. My mind is full. Oh, thank you. I can see the writing. My mind is full. Coach, you don't understand it. I have a lot to do. And da. It's okay. I understand you. Let us start clearing the mental deck. How do you clear your mental deck? Today, not tomorrow. Right after this live. If you can't do it immediately after now, just write it down. Journal 10 minutes. Just take 10 minutes and just write. What are you going to be writing about? Unload your thoughts. I talked about unfinished thoughts, right? And indecision as one of the major causes of clutter space, right? So just take 10 minutes and just write. Write. Take those thoughts that are just write about them. Just write about them. It's the first way to clear your mental deck. The second way to clear your mental deck is schedule a 15-minute brain cleanse. So where you just take 15 minutes to just have your brain clear. Clear off every noise. Just you, yourself, and your brain. For 15 minutes. You're not sleeping. You're fully awake. But you just have a 15 minutes brain clear. Number 3, limit notification. Limit it. Limit notifications. Have moments in the day where you just put your phone on silence. See, the truth is that decluttering a room first makes the space to work. But decluttering your mind makes space so that you can think. The reason we're really smart is not to come out and say I've read 13 books this week. No. The reason we're really smart is so that we can think smart. Today's world is basically about thinking. Somebody sat down, thought, and said, why can't humans fly? So the greatest determinant for wealth in today's world is the capacity to think. Wealth is simply the capacity to think. So when you're reading, you're not just reading, you're trying to use your mind. You're working on your thinking. Nobody has ever told you this, but you see, the way you think is a function of the way you read, period. If you read randomly, you keep having random thoughts. Mindfulness practices, which are these I just mentioned now, you see, they are practices that help you reduce mental fatigue. If you do this in just 2 weeks, you would have reduced that mental clutter by about 30 to 40%. And of course, I'm going to give you step number 2, number 3 that will now help. I want the mental clutter out totally. So today, write down everything unfinished in your head. Write it down. Cross off what you can finish in the next 1 hour. Things you can do, just finish them. The things that are bothering your mind, just try to write them, check off the list, please. Step number 2, feed your mind strategically. How can you feed your mind strategically? I know you are busy, but do you know you can read 1 page daily with intention? Just 1 page. Do you know you can read 2 pages daily? Just two. Don't go beyond 2, just 2. With intentionality to say, every morning I wake up, I will not check what they posted on WhatsApp until I've read 2 pages. Feed your mind strategically. How can you do that? Number 2, take structured notes. Take structured notes. Don't do heavy notes copy, no. But you know when you finish that 2 pages, just ask yourself, what is one thing I will do now? I was in the class yesterday, and at the end of the class, my friend was in that class, called me, and I told her these are the 4 things I'm doing now from this class. It was a class of over 2 hours, and I just said 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing it now with my team. Boom, we move. That's how I learn. So even if it's 2 pages, you're reading, ask yourself, what can you do now? What are you doing henceforth to change this now? Interestingly, I'm currently reading my mentor's book, Raising the Lifelong Learner. And in that book, she's talking about how to move, from the parts I've read, it's talking about how smart needs to be deconstructed. So don't raise a smart child, raise a lifelong learner. And part of the way she said is the power of I don't know. And she said there's this know it all narrative that we as parents have. So we want to fix everything for our children. But when we do that, we are not raising a child that's going to be a lifelong learner. So one way to actually do that is you tell your child I don't know. So find out. I mean, she now gives steps for it, okay? Do you know what I did yesterday when I read that? I told myself, I will tell my children today, I don't know. So I looked for something simple. Oh, mommy, why are you now eating this and this? And I said, I don't know. Because the truth is, one way to feed your mind strategically is to ensure that you take structured notes and apply what you learn as fast as possible. So ask this question. Who am I becoming through this knowledge? What can I do with this knowledge now? Or in the nearest time? Because the truth is like planting a tree, random seeds grow out. Structured planting yields fruits in season. So what you want to do is not just random reading, because that's the random planting. You want to do structured planting. Structured planting. Step number 3, join a system that sustains you. Join the book Peter's book. Join the book Peter's book. It will help you. It will help you. It's the solution that you need. Because then you get daily within plus accountability. You get a community to track your growth. You get a structured brain optimization practices every day. Every day. And it never comes beyond 5 minutes. No. You see, professionals who read, reflect, and discuss ideas daily, they are reported to do 2 times higher focus than solo readers. So, my question for you today is, I need you to close your eyes. Just shut your eyes. Just imagine yourself 12 months from now. See yourself sharp, decisive, mentally uncluttered, and ask yourself, this person I can visualize, what would that do for my career and my relationship and my life? If I become this person that is now sharp, decisive, mentally uncluttered. I know you love the picture you're visualizing right now, but I want to say this truth to you. You don't need a new year. What you need is a new system. You don't need a new year. What you need is a new system. So see these words with me. No more scattered thoughts. No more mental fatigue. No more slow decisions. I will build clarity before 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this was helpful for you to actually get to declutter your mind, because your mental sanity is what determines everything in this world. Join the book Binger's Growth. Use the information you can see on the screen. Jump into the system right now. Join a system where structure meets speed and passion meets purpose. Don't miss it. Or you have to wait till 2027 to join in. And everybody who just 2026, interestingly, gets an 11 in 1 book page bundle. You get more details. It's the bundle that the bundle that will change everything for you. You get more details about it as we go. Thank you so much for joining in today. I want to see you comment in the comment section if you have questions. I love to take your questions and I love to respond in the comment section, even though, yes, I'll get to answer all of them, okay? I love that as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you know someone suffering mental clutter, share this video with them. Don't keep it to yourself, right? Thank you so much for joining me today. Have you hit the like button? Have you hit the subscribe button? I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m.
You have the books, but no time. You want to grow, but your mind is stuck in traffic. And when it's time to speak, you go blank or play small.
That is not failure. That is mental overload. And Smart Speakers Academy was built to fix that. I am Leslie Grace, the confidence coach, and I help you master 3 allied skills: smart reading, smart thinking, and smart speaking. Because confidence is built on competency, and when you read smart, you unlock speed of thoughts to become the smartest person in any room.
Click the link you can see to unlock the smarter version of you. Of course, because when you read smart, you think smart, and when you think smart, you speak like a smart leader. This is your time. Let's build the smarter version of you. This is the smart world.